Hi there, this is the much awaited OnePlus Pad 3 and I can't explain how amazing this tablet experience has been. Watch your favorite movies on the go, play tons of games and even do your productive office work. Now OnePlus has stacked so many features in here that it's hard to comprehend. Firstly, just holding this mammoth 13.2-inch canvas in your hands is so surreal. Then you get 144Hz refresh rate, and my favorite feature, mirror your OnePlus phone to the tablet and access everything on it. So cool! Snapdragon 8 Elite Chipset and so much more. But they did skip on one very important thing, which could be a deal breaker. Don't worry, we'll talk about it in detail, so stay tuned. By the way, we have the combo pack, the tablet as well as the keyboard. We've actually made an unboxing YT short showing the contents and our experience. So if you'd like to see that, you can click the card up here. I'll also share the link for that short in the description. Now, I've been using this for about 2 weeks. Let me share everything in detail, the pros and the cons, so you can decide if this is the ultimate Android tablet for you or not. Let's start with the build and design of the tablet. So we have the storm blue color that looks super premium. It comes with a unibody design and the back and frame is made of aluminum. It's soft to touch, matte finish and doesn't attract any fingerprint or smudges. Slight smudges at times. It's ultra thin at just 5.97 mm. Seeing is believing how slim this slate is. Crazy! But it's not light. It weighs at 675 grams. However, the weight distribution is so good that it feels a lot lighter. Also, the reason for this weight is the huge 12,140 mAh battery, which is actually very essential considering it has a huge display with high 144Hz refresh rate. The good thing is it performed really well. It would last me 3 to 4 days when I used it for about 3 to 4 hours every day, which I think is pretty impressive. You get an 80-watt charger included in the box, and it takes the tablet a little shy of 2 hours to fully charge. The OnePlus Pad 3 is super solid in the battery department. Coming back to the back, on the top is a 13-megapixel rear camera with flash. Then here are the volume rockers. On the side is the power standby button. You get quad speakers, 2 on this side and 2 on the other. In the center is the microphone and a USB-C 3.2 port for charging and fast transfers. Also on the top is this magnetic bar for the OnePlus Pen. I actually have the first generation stylo which actually attaches, charges, pairs and works flawlessly with the Pad 3 without any hiccups. More on that later. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but the Pad 3 lacks a SIM card slot, which I think is such a missed opportunity. Being a portable device, having cellular support would have been cherry on the cake. Also, there's no eSIM support. Now, I know there are laptops that don't have cellular and work just fine. So if you look at it from that perspective, maybe it's not that big of a deal. So that's something you decide. Coming to the keyboard. So it attaches magnetically to the tablet front and the back. So to be frank, it adds more weight to the already heavy tablet, but on the flip side, it also protects the tablet from any accidental damage. And you have a keyboard, of course. And if you really want to make the best of this tablet, I highly recommend you get this keyboard as well. It's a huge keyboard with such a huge trackpad. Never seen one so big on any tablet. It's just amazing. So no separate charging of the keyboard is required. Big keys with good amount of travel give you an experience almost mimicking a laptop keyboard. It's very well designed, making it a delight to type. Same for the trackpad. Pointing at icons, selecting stuff is super handy. Swiping on the web page is super smooth and fun. Yes, gesture controls are also supported. Now, OnePlus decided to go with this design with the Pad 3, and I know some of you would prefer that levitating design. But this one actually has some practical benefits. Like firstly, you can adjust the screen tilt just perfectly and a lot better with this back design. Trust me, even that little adjustment matters. Other thing is that you can literally remove the keyboard, put the tablet behind and still continue working. This is so cool. My favorite part is to connect the tablet to a monitor and now work with your keyboard on it. Trust me, it's almost like a PC experience. Productivity to the next level. I think this design is a well thought out plan by OnePlus. Good job there. Coming to the display. So we get a huge 13.2-inch IPS LCD display with a 3.4K resolution. That's 68 billion colors for you with stellar pixel clarity. The display makes your jaw drop. It's that good. The colors, the brightness, both are spectacular. The bezels are actually quite slim and equal on all the four sides, giving you just enough real estate that you don't block the display. The top bezel houses an 8 megapixel front camera, which is ideal for video calls and meetings. The clarity is pretty good. It's not out of the world, but more than satisfactory. It's bright and clear even in low-lit scenarios. Watching movies and videos are so much fun on this huge display. Trust me, it's like a theater in your palm. The Pad 3 supports HDR and the content looks so gorgeous. It just pops. Look at that. If you love watching content on the go, nothing's gonna beat this. Then we also tested the YouTube app. Again, 4K HDR videos played flawlessly without any lag or stutter. It's so crisp, bright and vivid. I'm sure YouTube is one thing you're gonna keep watching for hours on this tablet. Amazing. Then of course, the Pad 3 also comes with quad speakers. Time for a quick demo. Oh wow, that's like holding a home theater system in your hands. It sounds absolutely next level. It's crisp, it's clear, it's loud, and it also has good amount of bass, and especially for tablet speakers. You can actually feel the vibration, especially when you're watching an action scene. It gets so immersive. One of the best speakers on a tablet, hands down. Let's have a quick look at the OS and the user experience. Well, the first thing that instantly grabs my attention is the ultra smooth 144Hz refresh rate. Trust me, it's buttery smooth, and it's only something that you will realize how smooth this is when you see it with your own eyes. No recording can actually do justice to this smooth experience. It's just unbelievable. Also, very, very responsive. Now then, as we dive into the settings, you can see it's running Android 15 out of the box, which is pretty good. And OnePlus claims 3 years of Android updates with 6 years of software patches, which I think is pretty good. Now, as you come here and you talk about bloatware apps, well, there are a few, but truly not too many. Most of them I have installed myself, but yes, you can delete the third-party ones if you want to, apart from the Google Suite. So for example, I don't use Prime Videos. I know a lot of fans of Prime Videos here, but similarly, you can delete the apps that you don't need. So that's one thing which is really good. Now, the other thing that we have to talk about is, since this is such a huge canvas, multitasking is next level. So for example, I open the browser here and I want to open YouTube along with it. So I click on YouTube, go to multitasking, click here, split view, and I click on the browser here. So now I have my browser and I also have my YouTube app open here. Fun thing, swipe from up here, you can also come to the third app. You can choose a third app, bring it here, and you can replace it. Check that out. That's also really, really cool. And you can close it from here, but it will always remain in memory, so you can quickly access it. And you can obviously even adjust the size of the window you want, which is always convenient. It's really, really responsive. Other good thing is that you can open floating windows. So for example, here is albums, and I come up here to multitasking, click here, and you have floating window. So technically, you can move that wherever you want. The refresh rate is so amazing. You're just going to love this. So overall, it's a multitasking beast. You can open multiple apps, at least 2 to 3 apps without any problem. And the software is extremely well optimized and super fun to use. One of my favorite features of the Tab 3 is you can mirror your OnePlus phone to the tablet and even share data seamlessly. Check this out. Simply tap your OnePlus phone on the keyboard's NFC logo, give permission to mirror a screen or app. There you go. It's so seamless. Now you can use your phone on the Pad 3. This is so cool. Plus, you can share documents or images. Just select the file or image and tap the phone on the NFC. There you go. Transferred in seconds. Now access your phone's files on the tablet. In fact, the ecosystem is so good that you can actually make and receive phone calls that come on your phone on the tablet itself. Trust me, it works like a breeze. We also use the stylo, though we have the first generation, but it works flawlessly. I just love the feature where you can write and it turns into text. For those who love to write a lot, this is gonna be super handy. Alright, coming to the performance. So it's the first Android tablet running the top tier Snapdragon 8 Elite chipset, and it performs like an absolute beast. Multitasking is just next level. Haven't experienced any lag or app crashes whatsoever. You can feel the raw power it has. The variant we have came with 12GB LPDDR5T RAM, which is actually faster than 5x RAM. Plus, you have virtual RAM expansion support for another 12GB, giving you a total of 24GB RAM on board. Now, apps launch almost instantly. Multitasking obviously is just next level snappy, especially when you have so many apps open. And of course, most often used apps are still in memory. By the way, the Pad 3 will also be available in 16GB RAM variant. So for true power users, you can consider that one as well. Now, I'm not a fan of benchmarks, but just for you guys, we ran the Antutu benchmark and it scored over 25 lakhs, actually almost 26. I don't think I need to say anything more about performance. Also, when it comes to storage, we get UFS 4.0. We ran the speed test for that as well, and it scored 3604 MB read and 3297 MB write. Again, solid numbers. Alright, let's talk about gaming. Well, you can expect only the best considering this is a tablet with 144Hz refresh rate. And we played BGMI and it was absolutely next level. I think I've said next level so many times in this video, but trust me, I don't use that word lightly. Not even a hint of lag or stutter. We got 120 FPS and everything flowed super smoothly. It comes with 34,000 mm vapor cooling system that ensures no heating issues at all. It wasn't cool as a cucumber, but it didn't heat up either. Gaming on this beast of a display is totally an experience in itself. But of course, if you don't have the keyboard and you're just using the tablet is pretty heavy and you might feel the strain in your arms after a while. So get the keyboard pack so that you can actually enjoy this gaming experience. But trust me, it's absolutely worth it. When it comes to the cameras, people rarely use tablet cameras to capture images. Hence, a 13 megapixel, which actually does a decent job. It's ideal for document scans though, which I believe most buyers are going to be using it for. Alright, final thoughts. So, the OnePlus Pad 3 gets a lot of things bang on. Top of the tier performance with the 8 Elite Chipset, multitasking between multiple windows and multiple apps, work like a pro, the display that will make your jaw drop, and sound that will blow you away. The new keyboard design makes it even more practical than ever before. Yes, it does lack cellular support, which is probably the only con, but again, not a deal breaker for sure. If you're looking for a tablet that has it all, except cellular, then the Pad 3 is the one you can definitely consider. It goes on sale today, 5th of September, and it has two variants starting at 42,999. You can actually consider the 16GB RAM variant as well for 47,999. Price of the keyboard is still not available. However, I shall keep you updated below in the comments section. Meanwhile, I'll share the links below of the tablet, its color variants and everything below in the description. If you'd like to buy one, you should definitely check this one out. So I hope this video was helpful. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Until next time, cheers.